커피의 도시 미국 오레건주 포틀랜드. 이곳은 수많은 커피 메이커들이 치열하게 경쟁하며 자신만의 색깔을 만들어가는 도시입니다. 하지만 오늘 우리는 조금 특별한 이야기를 가진 브랜드를 만났습니다. 포르투갈어로 우리 가족이라는 뜻을 가진 브랜드, 바로 노사 파밀리의 커피입니다. 오늘의 주인공 창립자 아우구스토 카네이로입니다. 그는 브라질 미나스 제라이스 지역 1890년대부터 커피를 재배해온 유서 깊은 커피 가문에서 태어났습니다. 그는 어느 날 문득 자신의 뿌리인 브라질과 지금 살고 있는 포틀랜드를 연결하고 싶다는 꿈을 꾸게 되었고 2004년 비즈니스에 대해 아무것도 모른 채 브라질 사촌이 보내준 커피 상자를 이웃들에게 나눠주며 시작된 이 회사는 이제 포틀랜드를 대표하는 스페셜티 로스터리로 성장했습니다. 이번 인터뷰에서는 특히 주목해 주셨으면 하는 부분은 바로 지속 가능성에 대한 그들의 진정성입니다. 노사 파밀리에는 오레건주 최초의 B Corp 인증 커피 회사입니다. 남들이 그걸로는 좋은 커피 못 만든다고 비웃을 때 환경을 위해 과감하게 에너지 절약형 로링 로스터기를 도입했고 텀블러 할인이 효과가 없자 역발상으로 일회용 컵 추가 요금 정책을 도입해 고객들의 행동을 변화시켰습니다. 지속 가능하다는 말이 흔한 마케팅 용어가 되어버린 요즘 불편함을 감수하고 비용을 더 지불하면서까지 철학을 지키는 힘은 과연 어디서 나오는 걸까요? 인터뷰 내내 그가 강조한 단 하나의 핵심 가치가 있습니다. 바로 ABMF, Always be making friends. 항상 친구들을 만들어라입니다. 커피는 낯선 사람과 친구가 되게 하고 지구 반대편의 농부와 소비자를 연결하는 매개체라는 그의 믿음. 그것이 20년 동안 노사 파밀리에를 지탱해온 원동력이었습니다. 브라질의 화산 토양 에너지가 담긴 커피 이야기부터 커피 사업을 꿈꾸는 분들을 위한 냉철한 조언까지 포틀랜드의 따뜻한 커피 가족 노사 파밀리에의 아우구스토를 지금 바로 만나봅니다.
What are some of the most innovative approaches Nossa Familia is leading in the coffee industry?
So I think there's a few things that we did first than everybody. I think the B Corp certification is one of them. I think it took some, again, like the Loring roaster, we were on the first ones, and then my roaster, Rob Hoos, he became like a consultant, and he wrote some books on coffee roasting, and he's become famous worldwide. And so he left the company after COVID, and he's running his own consulting company now. But I think we helped bring Loring up because he was such a respected roaster and he promoted it so much. The cup of charge, I think, was something, and it's something so small but has a big potential in the world if everybody would hopefully copy us and start charging people for to-go cups. Like in the United States, we would save so much material from the landfill. The one thing that we do that I don't know any other coffee company does is we do regular coffee tours. So every year we take people to go to Guatemala. So customers from the coffee shops or online customers, they can buy to go on the trip with us. So it's a coffee cultural culinary trip. This year we did 2 trips, one to Guatemala, one to Nicaragua. I've done trips to Brazil. And so the goal with those trips is to introduce the consumer to the farmer. And so from the consumer, last year, for example, I had the owner of a bakery go with us. And when he was picking coffee, he almost got emotional because he's like, he's maybe 60, 62 years old. He's like, he has been working with coffee since he was like his age at his mom's bar in Italy. So he has worked with coffee for over 50 years. And he had never seen a coffee plant and seen how hard it is to grow coffee and the process. So he was very emotional, it was very touching. And then at the same time, the farmer, they feel very good that people are coming all the way to see their work. So I think that's something that's special that we do. With every year, take some people to, and then people that go usually have a much greater appreciation for coffee. We can talk next year. Bring a group from Korea to Guatemala. January, February. I was there 2 weeks ago.
What strategies do you use to communicate the value of a sustainable coffee to consumers?
A lot of it is done through social media. I think marketing is difficult because there's so many things you can do with YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And we have some things at the cafes. We do like an annual report. We call it Nossa by the numbers. So we share some of that.
Yeah.
And then we participate. March is B Corp month, so we participate in. And then there's Earth month, which we focus more on sustainability.
Yeah. Why did you decide to use the title Chief Friendship Officer? And how does this role contribute to the culture of Nossa Familia?
Yeah. So I think sometimes business is too serious. We can be so serious, so focused. Because business, business is difficult.
Yeah.
And so, but I think sometimes it's too serious. So, we have the purpose that I already shared with you, and then we have core values. So the core values are a guide for the employees. So core values are, they're guides, and so we have, one of them is called, another one that I made up is called ABMF, the letter A, B, M, F, and it stands for Always Be Making Friends.
Yeah.
And so the idea is coffee is a good experience. It's a good time to sit and talk with people.
Yeah.
And it's a good time to pause and make friends. And there's so many people involved in the coffee industry. Why wouldn't we want to be friends with everybody? So yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What opportunities do you see for Nossa Familia to collaborate or grow in coffee-loving countries like Korea?
I haven't thought of it. So I really love to travel. Actually, I lie, I have thought of it. So I really like to travel, and one of the things we like doing, again, in the spirit of ABMF, and this is, I guess, innovative, we feature other people's coffee. So once a year, here in the US, because of the issues with racism and the difficulties of people that aren't white to start a business, we started featuring once a year. We feature a roaster that's a black-owned coffee roaster. So we tell their story on our website, we buy their coffee, we serve their coffee at our shops.
Yeah.
And before that, we've met different people. We met a roaster and coffee shop in Amsterdam because she was visiting Portland, and she visited our shop. We talked, and then we were going to go to Amsterdam, and we said, let's do a trade. So we took a suitcase with coffee, and they served Nossa Familia in Amsterdam. And then when we came back, we brought their coffee, and then we served. So we could send you with some coffee to feature in your coffee shop, and then when I get to go to Korea, then I can bring back some of your. So things like that, little exchanges. It's not going to make me rich or you rich, but it's just a fun thing to be able to, and then it's fun for the employees as well to have something different.
What message would you like to convey to Korean consumers about the value of sustainable coffee?
Yeah, there's so much coffee in the world. I think most of the time, 99% of the time, sustainable coffee is going to taste better.
Yeah.
And one of the farmers we work with in Guatemala, he likes to talk about how, he's on the edge of a volcano. And so the coffee trees are absorbing the energy of the sun and the energy of the volcano, and it's nurturing this beautiful fruit, and the farm is very sustainable. So there's birds, there's other wildlife, there's other plants, and it's like all of that is getting infused into the flavor of that cherry. And he calls it volcano vibes. So the coffee from Guatemala, it has volcano vibes, and so you can taste it. If you can imagine, you can taste it in your cup. So I think when you buy something, it's tricky because sustainability, so many people think it's important. It has a monetary value, so sometimes people will charge more, but it can be fake, it can be greenwashing. So I think it's important to know the company and to do a little bit of research, because it's very easy to say, oh, this is sustainable. I think if you're drinking a product, it'll taste better if you invest time in learning about the company, learning about their mission, and making sure it fits with where you want to spend your money. And then lastly, it's going to be good for your kids and your grandkids and the future generations if you're buying more sustainable coffee.
What has been the most memorable moment or challenge for you as the CEO?
Today? Yesterday, there's been so many. So like again, starting the company with no money. So when we started, I eventually invited a business partner, and we each put $400 in to open the bank account. And so the first challenge was learning, like how do I import coffee? How do I sell coffee? Like lots of learning. And then we were able to get some customers, start the brand, get some customers, and this is like after 1 or 2 years. And then we got customers, but we have to buy equipment. And so then we have less money than we had when we started the business. So in the beginning, it took me 3 years before I can have a paycheck from the company. So 3 years of, first it was me keeping my engineering job and then doing this on the side. And then after I quit my job, then my wife went to work to pay the bills. She's a nurse. And then and I was home with the kids and then also doing coffee. So starting a business is difficult.
Right. Yeah. So difficult.
Yeah. And then, like COVID was very difficult. It was very stressful. And then not only like, is the business going to survive, but then all the team was very stressed. And so you're responsible for people. That was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
We've had to shut down, the first coffee shop I opened didn't work. So we had to shut it down. So many difficult decisions.
I know. Same.
I think the main thing is there's some people are like, oh, never quit. But sometimes you have to stop something that's not working, right? So if a coffee shop is just not working and you're draining money, like you have to quit that and then do it better next time. So sometimes you need to know when to stop something. But I think the main thing, if anybody's considering getting into a business, is you have to have a learning attitude. Learn about business, learn about people.
감동적이다. Okay. What are your long-term goals for advancing sustainability in the coffee industry?
Long-term goals?
Yeah.
So, a business goes in waves, and sometimes we launch something, and it's exciting in the beginning, and then we have 37 other things we have to do, and then we forget about it. So we launched the zero waste program in the coffee shops, and I think now it's time to revisit and train the baristas again and get that message out there. We launched the zero waste effort. That's what we called when we did the cup upcharge. It was, I think, 2019 or 18 or 19. It was before COVID. With COVID, everything was to go, so it went back to scratch. So now we need to reinvest in telling that story. But the idea is that we continue to grow, and then every year we're buying a little bit more coffee from the origins we work with. And we keep looking at packaging. Now there's new technology for packaging, so we moved to a company that does it's called a Sugar Flex product. So just continually looking at things that we can improve.
Okay.
How long time to understand about your customers upcosting, uprising,
uprising.
upcharging to understand to your customers?
So when we launched the upcharge, we taught all the baristas because we were afraid that some customers would be very mad, and then it was pretty quick because you have to start doing it, and so again, 25 cents is not that much. So some people didn't care. Other people immediately changed behavior. But usually the barista only has a few seconds with each customer.
Many consumers hesitate when they see a high price tag on coffee. How do you help them understand the true value behind it?
That's very difficult.
Yeah.
I have people in my family, or my wife's family here, and some friends or friends of friends that don't buy our coffee because they're used to coffee being half the price. And so some people, if they haven't studied the industry, if they don't have a very developed palate, they will think, why should I buy your coffee for $18 for a small bag? I can buy a big bag for $18, right? And so you can't teach everybody. And so our goal is to capture people one at a time and tell our story and hope that they see the value. Yeah. But it's difficult if somebody's very used to cheap coffee for them to see. Usually what helps us, like if we do an event and they can taste the coffee and hear the story where it comes from, it's usually pretty effective.
Okay. Coffee is obviously a huge part of your life, but outside of coffee, do you have any personal dreams or goals you're passionate about?
Yeah. So I love traveling, and then I love doing sports. So
Sports?
yeah, so I do. My main sports are cycling.
Cycling.
Yeah.
He loves
Oh,
cycling.
Yeah. Cycling. Cycling. Tennis.
Tennis.
And-
He loves badminton.
Oh, badminton. Yeah, badminton is very tough. Yeah. I watched badminton in the Rio Olympics. I went to watch it. I also went to watch table tennis and tennis, but badminton was the best one to watch because table tennis, it's so fast and it's over. So fast, like it's usually 1-2, 1-2-3. Badminton, it's so powerful, and then also the finesse. So do you play? Do you compete? Yeah.
Many times. My home.
And so you do a lot of cycling?
Yes.
Yeah? Like road or mountain bike? Okay. Yeah. So this is if you wait for it to cool a little bit. This is the last one. It's over. So this is the same one as the espresso,
It tastes.
and then that one is from Nicaragua, and it's anaerobic
Nicaragua.
fermentation, and we only
anaerobic.
had made 5 bags, and it's also a bean that's called maragogipe. So it's a maragogipe anaerobic fermentation, yeah. And then this is the full cycle. So that one is a very
다른
funky,
거지.
natural. When it cools more, you'll be able to taste more, of course. Do you want to visit our roastery?
Oh, is it possible?
I'm gonna look at the calendar here.
I have one question.
Yeah.
From the outside, it looks like Nossa Familia is doing really well. Do you feel like you've reached the financial success, or is there another level you're aiming for?
There's an expression in English where from the outside it's like a swan, like under the water, like ah.
I know.
So there's not like on average we are doing okay, but we need to do much better. So to give you an idea, last year we were barely profitable. So the wholesale section made money, cafes lost money.
Yeah.
And so actually we are going to close one cafe. So we have 3 cafes in town,
Yeah.
and we just made the decision
3
to
cafes?
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one will stay. The one that I think you were earlier, Central Side will stay. But then we have a smaller one. It's a neighborhood that is just going down, and so we're going to close it. So that's very difficult. So March 1st will be the last day, but we were just losing too much money. So that's another tough business decision. And then as far as financial success, in my career as a business owner, I have made less money than if I would have stayed engineer. Also, I have taken many more financial risks, right? If I'm an engineer, I'm an employee of a company,
Yeah.
it's pretty safe. I own my business, I can have a lawsuit, I can lose all my money, things can go wrong. At one point, we probably had more than $500,000 in debt to buy the roaster, to do the moves. So being in business takes a lot of risk. And hopefully, eventually there's a reward, right? So I think now my salary is similar, maybe a little bit less than my friends who are engineers. But the idea is that's the other issue is past 5 years with COVID have made it difficult. The hope is that eventually I can double my salary, and then I can make up for the years that I didn't make the same amount of money, and I can make up for the risk that I had. And then in 5, 10, or 20 years, when I'm tired, maybe one of my kids wants to take over, or maybe it's time to sell it either to a bigger company or to employees or somebody, and then make my retirement. But I would tell people a lot of times, sometimes people are like, oh, I want to open my coffee shop and I can see people make so much money in coffee. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I haven't met
Me
those
too.
people yet. Maybe they're thinking of Starbucks. Like, so, I don't know. So I'd say any business is difficult, and coffee business included, and people need to go into it if they have the passion, and it's going to be harder than they think, and it's going to cost more money than they think. Very different, huh? Some people love this taste. I like a little bit in small amounts.
It is similar Korean food, fermented Korean hot paste. In Korean word, gochujang.
So I am a picky eaters, so I don't like things that are fermented. So I don't like kimchi. I don't like.
kimchi.
Yeah, my family, everybody likes it. I don't like it. Yeah. But like I don't like in the U.S. I don't like pickles. I like simple foods. Yeah. So I like Korean barbecue.
Oh, yeah.